everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today we're looking at the Neca Cinemachines Hunter-Killer Aerial from Terminator 2 Judgment Day 3D. Now, the Hunter-Killer Aerial, or the Aerial Hunter-Killer, however you want to pronounce it, was first seen in Terminator 1, and then featured again in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. However, it is a point to note that this is the very first machine we see in the Terminator franchise. Now, the size for the Flying HK is about 6.5 inches long, and that is a very nice size. I think it goes very well with the Hunter-Killer tank that we looked at last week, and later on I will compare them. So, we have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the box, look at the mold, the paint, put on a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Alright, looking at the box quick, it's very similar to the other boxes we've seen. We got 8, Hunter-Killer Aerial, Terminator 2, Judgment Day 3D. Nice little hologram. We have our window with our ship on the inside, or should I say robot. On the sides, very nice. On the bottom, we have all our copyright crap and people who made it. Again, the name. On the top, name, Cinemachines, choking hazard. And then on the back, we have 2 photos. We have our aerial HK and then our ground tank, which we looked at last time. Some nice artwork. And if you guys want to read this, I'll zoom in, get it nice and clear, and you can pause it if you want. So that does it for the box, so let's get this bad boy open. To begin this review, we'll look at the mold, and I must say, Neca outdid themselves yet again. Just an amazing amount of detail, with these raised sections, recessed sections, lines, and different panels. Amazing. Now, like always, I'll point out the main parts of the ship, or I should say robot, and then we'll get a nice up close and personal look. So first we have the front, which has the eyes and searchlights, and looks pretty cool. Back here we have our turbine engines, nice wings in the back. On the bottom we have our landing gear, or legs, whatever you want to call them. I think they came out interesting. It would be cool if they moved. And then underneath we have our plasma gun, which has a couple points of articulation. Right here, it hinges out and in. And then we have our plasma cannon right here. And that's on a ball joint, so it can move around a little bit. Pretty cool. Like in the movie, it's always like this, sorta. So that's pretty sharp. I like that a lot. And then we have our peg port right here for the stand. So let's get close and personal with this bad boy. Okay, we'll begin right here on the top. You can see some great lines. Pretty nice. I like how it's lowered, normal, and then raised. I think that's pretty decent. And the curves are nice too. Coming back, we have more sections. Pretty nice. Now our wings. You can see all the great lines here. Little paneling as well. Pretty sick. I like that a lot. Now for the engines, we have our blades right here for the turbines. Very cool. Just a nice amount of detail. I think that came out really good. I wish these moved, but it is what it is. And then there's the bottom. I love this. All those tight lines together. Pretty cool. And this engine is the same, basically. Now, looking at the front, see some nice molded details in there. We have our searchlights, and all the sensors and stuff should be in here. But I love the bottom. This reminds me of something I would see in Star Trek, this design. Just really cool. Now for the interior of the head, there's not really anything in there, just flat. But coming on the bottom, we have some nice molded details. Especially on these sides, some recesses. Pretty cool. Then we have underneath of the wings. Pretty sharp as well. Now for the side of the ship, I love all these different angles we have here. Very nice. We have some raised sections here. Some great designs here. Just seeing it in the movie, you never realize how much detail's in these bad boys. And I love this area, this recessed section. All these great designs there. And that's the same for this side as well. And the paint really helps it out too, because you have that black wash and everything that makes everything stand out a little bit. A little heavy there. Pretty sick. Now we also have our landing gear / legs. And they're molded pretty nice. Lots of little lines in there. Heavy on the black wash, but it helps. Pretty cool. You can see little pads there. Pretty awesome. Then we have our plasma gun. Some great details on there. And it can rotate all the way around. It's on basically a ball joint. But pretty cool. And underneath there with the stand port, we do have a nice design there. Pretty cool. See, that does it for the mold. I think it's a nice job. So now let's take a look at the paint. Alright, looking at the Hunter Killer Aerial's paint, I think Neca did a nice job. Unlike the Hunter Killer tank, which had a lot of rust and earth colors on it, this is much more machine-like. Lots of silver and metallic paints. So first off, I want to talk about the blue for the searchlights. Nice touch there. Now the main color from the tip of the head all the way back to the wings is a metallic gray. And it came out really nice. All the way over, even on the bottom. It's all over. It's beautiful. Next we have metallic dark gray for the center section. Sides of the engine. These little rings here. And the bottoms of the engine. And finally, right here on the sides. And the paint is very clean. I will give it that. Except for one spot, which I will point out. Now the third color is the silver we have right here. And it's very metallic. I like that a lot. Very nice. And then we have our black wash, which is pretty heavy on the back wing right here. Pretty cool. We could see it on here. Just bringing out all these details. Now right here is pretty neat. We have a fingerprint. So if this was made in China, some man or woman's finger is stuck there forever. Until the paint rots away. So that's kind of neat. Some people might say that sucks, but whoever worked on this, they're stuck there forever. Pretty cool. Now for the bottom, we have our black wash as well. Just filling in all these little details. A little heavy on the landing gear or legs, whatever you want to call them, but it is what it is. All in all, very nice paint job. I like it a lot. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this bad boy in a stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. Now just like all the ships in this line, comes with a cool stand. Just put it together like so, snaps tight. And now we have our little peg. So you're going to take your model, find that peg right there. Well, actually the port. And it is a little tricky, but there we go, it's in. And you can position the gun however you want. This kind of hinders it, but it is what it is. And after that, you're good to go. For size comparison with the Hunter Killer Aerial by Neca, I have it next to its counterpart, the Hunter Killer Tank, also by Neca. Great combination here. If you're a Terminator fan, I recommend both of these. And then over here, just for fun, I have the Star Wars X-Wing miniatures Millennium Falcon from the original trilogy. Great ship, very nice, beautiful. All these ships and robots are. And that does it today for my review of the Neca Cinemachines Hunter Killer Aerial from Terminator 2 Judgment Day 3D. Now, in my opinion, Neca is knocking all these Cinemachines out of the park, from Predator, the Predator 2, Aliens, and now Terminator 2. I'm impressed, and I hope the line continues. I still have to pick up the Blade Runner car, but I'm working on it. So for the pros and cons, I'll keep this short. I love it. The detail is amazing. I like how it has much of the detail we see in the films, but yet when you pick it up and look at it, you just see something new all the time. Especially on the sides here, the underneath, the wings, the legs. It's just an amazing amount of detail packed into something like this. For the paint, I think it's also amazing. A lot of metallic, shiny colors on here that screams robot. And then you have that black wash, which helps the detail and everything pops on it. Now for articulation, you do have that little gun on the bottom, and I do like it. It is a nice welcome addition to the figure. Now price-wise, this is $22.99, $23.99, depending on where you go. So if you're looking to buy these, you could get them at Big Bad Toy Store, Toys R Us, Amazon, eBay, and other third-party sellers, or go to the Neca site and see if you could buy it from them. Now, I recommend these for anybody who's a Terminator fan who likes flying drones. These things are pretty damn sweet. I've always liked them since I was a kid, and I'm very glad I finally have one in my collection. So that's everything I have to say about this machine today. If you liked my review, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.